Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB PPB English Medium channel. I hope all of you are doing fine. Today in this particular session, we'll be talking about the principles and practices of banking. As you know that PPB exam is scheduled in the month of May, but right now an approach is required where you will be, via which you will be able to crack this examination in the limited time period. So we are conducting a series where we are discussing the highest repeated topics, or for that matter, the high yielding topics of each module. There are 4 modules. We have completed the discussion of module A. Today we'll be doing the discussion of module B. So PPB has the structure of your modules like this. We have your module A, that is your general banking operations. We have discussed in the last class that how you can cover this in an effective scenario. Fine, the effective way to cover your module A. Fine, we have discussed based on themes. So I have prescribed one thematic approach for all these chapters of your module A, unit number 1 to 21. Today we'll be covering the functions of banks. Fine, more or less, let me just give you an overview of all the 4 subjects, 4 modules. Module A talks about the deposits. Then module B will be looking into the advances portion. Module C talks about the banking technology, or for that matter you can say mobile banking. Mostly about the mobile banking we'll be looking into. Module D, more or less, it is the ethics part. Fine, how you should have the preference of module. The module wise preference should go like module A, then B, then C, and then D. That's how we should have the module wise preference. Today the focus area is your functions of banks, which more or less talks about the advances section. So these are the chapters, unit number 22 to unit number 41. Right? All these units we will be looking into the most important topics. Right? So it starts with the principle of lending, the different types of borrowers and the types of credit. Here the 7 C's you must remember. Whenever we are trying to lend some funds to some customer, these 7 C's must be kept in mind, starting from the very basics, that is credit appraisal. Then we talk about the types of funds, the facilities which we are providing to the borrower, fund-based, non-fund-based facilities. What is the difference? This topic has been a number of times asked in the IIBF examinations. Then we have appraisal and assessment of credit facilities. Here again you will find that the assessment will be based on whatever requirement is there of the customer and what all products are available with the bank. So we have the term loan, the demand loan, the CC limit, or for that matter funds for the working capital, the day-to-day operations. And from this working capital topic only you will find that questions have been asked again and again. So this is the high yielding topic of this chapter, your appraisal and assessment of credit facilities. Then comes the operational aspects of loan accounts. More or less, this operational aspects of loan account, it tells us about the guidelines and framework for various aspects, how you should appraise one loan, how you should sanction the loan, how you should go through the documentation of a loan, and once you have sanctioned, the disbursed amount is being given to the customer, then how you should approach for the recovery. And out of all those aspects, the most important one is the framework for recovery itself. Then comes the types of collaterals and their characteristics, secured, unsecured loans, how they are different from each other, the types of collaterals, whether we are talking about the primary security or for that matter the collaterals itself, what are the types. We have the movable, the immovable collaterals which you can have on the basis of various loan accounts. But most importantly, the distinguishing factors between secured and unsecured loans has been repeatedly asked. Then comes the different modes of charging the security. Here certain contracts are important, contract of bailment, and the charges, the type of charges which are involved are the most important ones. So these are the most important units which you cannot skip. Directly questions have been asked from these initial 4-5 units. Then comes documentation, how you will be doing the documentation. The documentation you will have after the loan has been sanctioned, the printout which you have, those are just a set of documents produced by the LOS. But we are talking about those documents also which will be given by the customer. So the entire unit is important. Wherever I have not mentioned anything, or the bracket is not there, then you must assume that the entire unit is important. Then comes the NPA, non-performing asset or the stressed asset. Here everybody knows prudential norms are very, very important. How we classify a particular asset as non-performing asset. What do we mean by a standard asset? How it is different from the substandard asset? What about the doubtful category of the asset? All these are very, very important. What are the special mentioned accounts, SMA accounts? These are the most important topics of your NPA chapter. Fine. Then we have important laws relating to recovery. Here, two acts are the important ones. One is your Debt and Bankruptcy Act, followed by SURFACI Act. But recently, in the last year, we have seen questions they have started asking from IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 also. So do not skip this particular topic as well. Then comes contracts of indemnity. The indemnity contracts, n number of regulations are there. So all those regulations are important here. Focus just on the regulations. The process they are not asking. They only ask about the regulations from this particular topic. Contract of guarantee, and what about the bank guarantee? Again, same applies here also. The regulations are very, very important. Then comes letter of credit. Entire unit is very important. We mostly find the questions based on the types of LC, and one or two cases have been asked in the past pertaining to the process, fine, how the process happens between various parties of your letters of credit. Then the DPG, deferred payment guarantee, purpose and the method of payment, very important. How we calculate the payment amount. Ultimately, the questions will be from the real life examples, fine, all those real life examples which are mentioned in the book also. Fine. Do not ignore the book examples if you are doing the self study. If you are a part of our classes, we are covering these topics also. Laws related to bill finance, entire unit is important when you talk about the bill finance, why the bills are being produced, how they are settled. These are the most important pointers when we talk about the trade finance, and indirectly here the discussion is around the trade finance itself. Then we have personal finance also, credit card, home loan, consumer loans, all the basic types of the personal finance. Some regulations, norms of these types of personal finance is important. Then priority sector advances, mostly we have studied the regulations, fine, the RBI master guidelines from where the questions will be asked, plus the adjusted net bank credit calculation. The calculation is very, very important in case of PSA, and they have indeed asked the questions from the real life examples, which you call as what? The case studies, right? Then agricultural finance, here the KCC is very, very important, right? Kisan credit card, the calculation of KCC, how you will be providing the MPL, what is the maximum permissible limit, what is the limit for first year, how it is calculated, the limit for second year, and subsequently till fifth year, how the calculation will occur. The calculation is very, very important here. Apart from that, finance to the microfinance institution, co-lending arrangements with the NBFCs, the scale-based regulations are important. Then we have MSME, directly micro, small and medium enterprises, from where you will be asked the question based on the definition, how you define a particular enterprise as micro, small or medium based on the investment and turnover limit, plus certain schemes, the latest schemes they will be asking from the MSME chapter as well. Next we have the chapter based on the government sponsored schemes, be it the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Antyodaya Yojana, NRLM for rural, urban for urban you have NULM, then Jan Dhan Yojana, Mudra scheme. All these are what? The flagship schemes of government which are directly asked in the examination. Lastly, we have the chapter on SHG, self-help groups, where you will find the loan setup as very, very important. Fine. Definition of SHG is important. Yes, you must know the basics, but ultimately the question which they are asking time and again, it is based on the loan setup. What is the maximum loan amount? How the loan is being disbursed? What all four tranches amount are? Fine. That is very, very important. Plus the flagship scheme, that is your SHG bank linkage program. Okay. So yes, that's how you should approach the module B. Focus on the rules, norms, regulations, learn via the real life examples, because ultimately case studies will also be asked here. Okay, and the scope of numericals is also there. Fine, do not ignore the numericals, because they will be asking the numerical based questions from your working capital. Then from in this entire number of units, no such numerical has been asked. But as we move on to the priority sector advances, the calculation of A and B, C, and along with that, in case of your MSMEs also, they will be asking based on some regulations which are for the project appraisal. Mostly the questions are from KCC, how you calculate the advance amount in the KCC accounts. Fine. So numericals are also important. The latest regulations of RBI are also important. Plus the basics are not to be mentioned. They are important. Okay. So yes, this was it for today's session. If you have any doubt related to this subject, or for that matter specifically module B, do feel free to ask me in the comment section. And now, as the JAIIB registrations are over, you must start preparing. And we at ADA 247 have the JAIIB Mahapack 2.0, where you have the flat 81% discount, and some more lucrative offers are ongoing, which you can have if you call us on the number 098198192447. And for maximum discounts, do not forget to apply the discount code Y1003. Okay, this was it for today's session. We'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye everybody. Take care.